Like, I can't like see something about Syria and just be like, I don't care. I was born in the Netherlands, but my mum is from Syria, my dad is from Iraq. We're Shia Muslim. They were really nomadic. My dad like works in restaurants and is the chef.
You didn't run away when you should've.
We kind of just went wherever his job took him, and he was really restless, so he just was like, I want to go to New Zealand. Okay. And so we would just do that. I deal with like quite intense anxiety, so I never wanted to sing really apart from the choir. I never really wanted to do those things. So every time I do this, it's like a big step out of my comfort zone. So it took a lot of convincing from myself, to myself.
What did it take?
Even just breaking away from the mold of like being an Arab girl. Like,
there's not a lot of role models out there that you can kind of go, I want her career, right?
Yeah, especially like from my faith or my ethnicity and stuff like that. And my parents just like never saw it be done by anyone like us before. So you are the thing that people are taking in. Like, it's just terrifying to put yourself out there.
The road between relapse and remission, something we can't comprehend.
For people that don't know what that anxiety feels like, how do you go about describing the sensation of it?
Like, you're gonna vomit all the time. Yeah. Like, I start shaking and I don't really know, like, I turn to someone to like help me out, but then I realize it's all internal and it just feels like lots of, like, you know when you're like underwater in the sea and then it just constantly keeps going? That's what it feels like, but in a good way.
There was something in the fallout. Ain't it funny how the wind blows? We give them something to talk about, and they're locking up their windows. And even when the night hits,
you have a song called Bodies. Can you tell me about the day that you wrote that song?
My mum had called me. I was in LA. My mum called me to tell me that our family in Syria had been denied refugee status. And so my first instinct was to write a really sad song. But it just didn't feel right.
how did it become so serious? Something in the air is dangerous. Everybody here is watching us. We're just bodies in the night. Move your body.
And there are all these images of people fleeing Syria, and it was just like, you know, those images that came out as like seas of people trying to enter Turkey and Greece. And I was like, this isn't too different to like what we see when, you know, when people go to festivals or people are protesting, and like, it was just a really strange atmosphere in the US as well at the time. Like, Trump was talking about how if he would be elected, he would instate like a Muslim ban, and I wanted people to be able to put themselves into that. And not a lot of people have like Muslim friends or Arab friends that deal with what's going on there, or yeah, but a large majority of the Arab community does deal with that. So I just wanted it to be able to sit in both worlds, where if this mattered to you, you could listen to it and you'd feel heard. But if you didn't, maybe you could enjoy it for what it is, but then also, if you liked it enough, you could look it up.
It's a gateway.
Yeah.
It's a gateway of empathy too. It's like if you get somebody to care about the emotions, and then they can track back and attach it to a people and a movement and an idea.
Yeah. That would be my hot take, but but I feel like I don't have that choice. Like, I can't like see something about Syria and just be like, I don't care. Or like see something about a Muslim ban and it not like personally affect me or my mother or anything like that.
Searching for some certainty in my mind. Try to make the most of you.
So one of my uncles, he applied for like even just a visitor, just to come to Australia as a visitor, just to see my mum, and it was refused again. And I guess seeing Syria in strife is really difficult because no one's well, there are people taking them in, of course, but I guess it's just sad. It's not my family, you know? But my story is so similar to millions of other people.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's like the point I'm trying to make is like it's so common.
I read an interview where you were saying where your mum Skypes her family, the only thing scarier than hearing bombs and gunfire in the background is when she can't hear them at all. Mm-hmm. Why is that?
Means they're moving and they're getting closer. At least when you hear things, you can like, oh, well, that's north, or that's, you know, they're in this direction. But when you can't hear it, it's means that they're moving or they're relocating.
When you see your mum in that moment, what can you do? Like, is there anything you can do that is going to help her?
No. You can't fathom. Like, she herself has lived through 2 wars in Syria, and so this is her family's, I guess, 3rd. It wasn't until recently, she was always really jumpy, like, and I never quite understood why, but I realised it's like when she was like 2 or 3, and then again when she was a little older, those were when the wars happened, and so that's kind of why she is that way, and she's had a rough few years.
Are you thinking of the plans we made for us? Are you thinking of the way we used to touch? Are you thinking that you maybe said too much when you promised me forever?
What did she think of Bodies?
She cried. I wasn't even with her when she sent it, but my sister told me that she cried. But it was... I don't think that she realised how much I cared. But I'm glad. Like, it makes her feel a little more heard.
Thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
That was really lovely.